Hello students, let's start another chapter, class 5 EVS from the book Headlights, Our Constitution. Okay, let's start. Rules or laws. Rules provide guidelines to people. It is important to make and follow rules in games, organizations, schools and countries. You may have read the rules to be followed at school in your school almanac. Most countries have a set of rules that are to be followed by all. It is important to have rules and regulations for the safety and efficient functioning of a country. So, why do we need rules? Rules are required everywhere, even in the school. See, you have an almanac, school diary, which is called, in which all the rules are written. So it is important because if you do not have rules, what will happen? There will be a complete chaos. People will start fighting, be it sports or an organization or even inside the country. So everyone has to abide by these rules, means follow the rules. So this set of rules is called the constitution of a country and is accepted by all the people living together in the country. So how do we define this? A constitution is a set of laws that describe the rights and duties of citizens. Our country also has a constitution. See, all the countries in the world, they have to maintain a rule book, you can say. So that book name is called constitution, in which all the rules are written. Not only the rules, there are so many things other than that also which is written. In class 5, you have to have a basic idea that why this was required, or maybe for any of the countries in the world, because it is very important for the proper functioning. Now you imagine you don't have any rules in the school. You can wear anything, you come on any time if you want to hear the class, otherwise you are making noise. So there are rules, that is why there is a proper discipline. Similarly, for the functioning of the country, this constitution is required. Law is supreme and no human. So if the definition comes, then you have to write this, which is given here. Right? What is a constitution? Law is supreme and no human being has authority above it. The rule of law is guaranteed by the constitution, which means that all authorities follow it strictly. All citizens of India are governed by the rule of law. Now, what is the meaning of law? The laws apply equally to all citizens of the country. No one is above the law. See, there is a law if suppose there is a dispute between two people. Right? Now you go to the court or to the higher authority. So the whatever the judgment or the rule is there, both of them have to follow. Irrespective of whether they belong to any religion, caste, gender, or whatever might be. All the citizens of India will be treated equally. This is called the rule of law. Means no one is above the law. That somebody comes and says, no, I am God, because I am above the law, I am not going to follow. So this is not possible, and the constitution guarantees that this happens. Okay. So what is rule of law? All laws apply equally to all citizens of the country. No one is above the law. Okay. So in this we have two questions. Definition of the constitution and what is the meaning of rule of law. Now how was it made? So see, India is such a big country. It was such a tedious task to write everything, make all the rules so that none of the area, the state feels neglected. So they have to cover the entire India. Just when we got the independence, we have to run the country. So one of the most difficult tasks was to make this rules, writing the rules. In this we are having a very brief and short idea about how it was formed. Okay. Now, the Constitution of India is the supreme law of the nation. It clearly states how the government of India would be formed, what work the government would do, and what powers it would have. So, along with the rights and duties of the citizens, it has also information about the government, right? Like how the government of India would be formed. So, see, it was written that all countries have their own constitution. So, similarly, India, if what type of government we want, what will the work done by the government, and what are the powers, even those are written so that it is not misused. A government cannot misuse, cannot pass laws, cannot make laws. It has to abide what is written in the constitution. So how was it made? Now the Constituent Assembly. Assembly, you can say a group of people. First, whenever you have to do, say, a project, you make a group first. It was formed on 9 December 1946 to draft the Constitution of India, making a rough idea that what are the points which we will be including. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the president of the Constituent Assembly. Then after that, on 29 August 1947, the Constituent Assembly set up a drafting committee under the chairmanship of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Now, why this was made? The objective was to prepare a draft constitution of India. So, there are two different things, the Constituent Assembly and the drafting committee. So, you have to remember the year and the president. Constituent Assembly and the drafting committee. Whose picture has been given? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Most members of the committee were involved in the freedom struggle against British rule. They wanted the Constitution of India to reflect the hopes of Indians who, after gaining freedom from the foreign rulers, wanted a government that would treat them as equals in social, cultural and political fields. See, this is what was required when you are under the Britishers' rule. Now you have got freedom. Now what laws should be made? Said all the people are included as a part of the country. So they should get equality in social respect, cultural respect, as well as in political fields. Okay, so they were a group of people from all the walks of life and all the states who were representing, and then they sat and wrote the constitution. Now this is important. When did the constitution come to effect? It was 26 January 1950 and India became a republic on this day. We celebrate this as the Republic Day. Okay. Acha, one thing is given, the Constitution of India is the lengthiest constitution of the world. It is given in the small red paragraph. Why? Because see, India is a very, very, very big country. So for writing the rules, there are huge number of rules. That is why it is the lengthiest constitution. Now with changing times, it has been amended. Amended means that you have a set of rule, but with time you have to slightly change the rule to adapt and adjust with the modern times. So this is called amendment. Now we have preamble to the Indian Constitution. See, this is also given in any of the NCERT book. If you open the front page, it's always the preamble is given only for the NCERT books. The Constitution of India opens with the preamble. The word preamble means introduction. The preamble of Indian Constitution is a brief introduction of the fundamental values and the philosophy on which the Indian Constitution is based. It is considered a key to the Constitution as it reflects the objectives and ideals of the Constitution. Means the front introduction of, say, any, if suppose there is a diary or of any institution, there is a front page which tells a brief idea. Similarly, when you start the Constitution, it opens the front with an introduction, which is actually the preamble. Now, what is it telling? The fundamental values and philosophy on which Indian Constitution is based. It is considered a key to the Constitution. This is important. Okay, one word, MCQ, filling the blanks. Values given in the preamble. See, this is a long question. You can be asked, what are the values given in the preamble of Indian Constitution? Write any two values. And whatever we are reading, individual questions can be asked. What is the meaning of sovereign? What is the meaning of secular, democratic, right? Now, how it starts? We the people of India. It starts with this. Now, what is the meaning of we the people of India? The people of India have full right. It is us, the Indian people, have full right to make decisions on all matters related to India. I said, yes, definitely we make decisions directly or indirectly, right? So it starts with we the people of India, which means this, have solemnly resolved to constitute India. Now we have agreed that we are making India as a sovereign, socially secular, democratic republic country. Okay. See, the meanings of these words are very important and you have to learn it. Sovereign means that India is a free country. It is not under the control of any external power. Also, people of India have full right to make decisions. So this is the meaning of sovereignty. Means we are free now, right? Nobody can, order us that you do this. We take our decisions. So we are not under the power of any other country. Now in 76, constitution was amended or changed and the two terms socialist and secular were added. So initially these two terms were not there. These were added later on. So which two terms were added later in 76? Socialist and secular. What is the meaning of socialist? Socialist meaning that everyone in the society have equal access to wealth produced in India. See, suppose now the opposite of socialist is capitalist. It means that you have energy resources. Suppose I give example. Now, if you there is a private control over some of the reserves of India. What is happening? Whatever the profit, they are keeping it in their pocket. But this government cannot do. So socialist means whatever the government is earning through the resources of India, it has to be used for the benefit of the entire country. So actually the entire reserves of India belong to the common people. Okay. So this is the meaning of socialist. So we have access to, well, whatever we are doing, whatever the government has is manufacturing or taking or getting benefit or benefit from any of the factories. So it will be used for the betterment, further betterment of India, and the resources belong to everybody. Okay. Now our constitution helps in the attainment of the ideals of. Now what is, now this can be a separate question. What constitution helps, what are the ideals, or which the constitution helps in the attainment of which ideals? Removal of inequality, basic necessities to all, equal pay for equal work. Then we come to the next point, which is called secular. Now, if you are asked this question, how can you say India is a secular country? Or is India a secular country? Explain how. So you have to write in points. First of all, see, if you see here, it is written, no state of or official religion. Everyone is free to believe in and follow any religion. The government will not discriminate against any individual or group on the basis of religion. So these are the 3 points. That is why India is the best country in the world today, right? All the people are living peacefully. They are giving equality, respect. No official religion, free to believe in and follow any religion, and no discrimination. Done? Now we come to the term democratic. All adult citizens of India have the right to elect their representatives. Do we elect? Yes. Above 18 years of age, according to the constitution, we have the right to give vote. So democracy means we are only electing. It is the people of India, right, who is electing representatives, who are then taking decisions. Okay. So that is why it is considered a democratic country. Now, what are the two basic principles of democracy? Number one, universal adult franchise, which means every person has one vote, and that one vote, the power of one vote is equal for all the persons. Means I cannot go and cast 10 votes because I am rich. So a poor person can cast only one vote. No, one person, one vote. So that is called universal adult franchise. Elections are at regular intervals and fundamental rights. So if there is a question given in the back, what are the democratic principles incorporated in the constitution? So this is the answer. Okay. Universal adult franchise, elections at regular intervals, and fundamental rights. So what is this machine? See, in olden times what happens, there used to be on everything was paper, right? You have, if there are 4 representatives, their names are written and their parties to which they belong. Okay, you select or you put a stamp or you sign and then you put it in a ballot box. Now here in these days you have, this is called electronic voting machine. So there are buttons. Here the name of the candidate is written and the symbol of the party. Okay, so whoever you want to vote to, you will press the button right in front of that and it gets stored in this machine. Later on, after the voting is completed, this machine is taken to a room and then they find out the data that how many votes were given to the people, and accordingly who gets the maximum vote is considered the winner. Okay, so full form of EVM can come. Then we come to another very important part, monarchy. Monarch means hota hai by the king, when the country is headed by the king, is under the rule of a king. But in India, we consider that our country is a republic. Why? Because the head of the state, now who is the head of the state in the country? It is not the prime minister, it is the president of India. Though in India the powers of president are not much, but still president is considered the head of India, head of the country. So you remember it. So is elected by the people indirectly for a fixed period. So he is not a hereditary ruler. So generally what happens in king countries, the son of the king will become the next king. So but this is not there in India. So this is the meaning of republic. So opposite of republic is a monarch. We are a republic country. Okay. So I think you have understood the values. So when values given in the preamble, sovereign, secular, democratic, republic. Name any two values, any of the two you can write. Now we come to objectives. See, you have to remember these headings, right? Because if objectives come or aims come, you have to write this. If values come, we have to write what we had discussed right now. Okay. So now we come to the next topic, which is the objectives, also called the aims, right? Remember this: justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, equality of status and opportunity, fraternity, which means brotherhood. Now, what does the Constitution do? The Constitution is the supreme law and it helps to maintain integrity in society, to promote unity among citizens, to build a great nation. So this is the main, see, in any of the country, why do we need constitution? So if the question comes, what is the importance of constitution? It helps to maintain integrity and it promotes unity. Otherwise, see, again, the purpose of making laws is this only. Okay. Now let's do the detail of objectives like we had done the values. So the first point is justice. Justice means, again, this term of justice, comes when there is actually a dispute between two people. So if you go to the court, you are assured to get justice. No discrimination on the basis of caste, religion, gender, income, or wealth. Liberty, are we free? Yes, we are free. In what way? Thought, expression, belief, faith, worship. See, if you feel like worshipping, you can. If you do not feel like, you may not. I have a liberty of expression of my thought. If you want to say something to your teacher, are you allowed? Yes. So you talk to your parents, you talk to your friends, you have a liberty, right? Equality, all Indian citizens are entitled to equality before law. They have freedom, no section of society has any special privileges. So all are given equal opportunities and no discrimination, right? Suppose uh, you have a school, you will say, no, the girls will be given special privilege. They will be passed and the boys will not be passed. So it's never like this. Yes, it is an equality. You have teachers, both male and female. They are working. They will be given equal salary for what they are working for the equal work. So equality prevails as per law. Fraternity means brotherhood and emotional attachment with the country and all its people. Now, why it is always said, we are all one, we are Indians, right? And all are our brothers and sisters. So this pledge we take because when we relate this that we are of the same country, you have a feeling of emotional attachment. That is why you make national song, national anthem, because all are singing the same song. For you, the motherland is your mother. So all the people of India have a common mother, which is the mother India. So you have that feeling of emotional attachment. This is important. Otherwise, people will start fighting with each other. So these things are important to promote the unity and dignity of the country. That is why it should be ideally made compulsory to national song to be sung by all the children on daily basis. This patriotic feeling is very, very important. Okay, now we come to the next chapter. Oh, sorry, next page. Then we have, see, we have done these questions and we are, so I'm not repeating it again. Okay, now we come to our fundamental rights. So, why these rights are called basic rights? The rights are called fundamental rights because they ensure the well being of the citizens, and also it is written that if they are denied to us, we can go to the court for their protection. Okay, so these are the, see, six basic rights have been given, which is the six fundamental rights which are granted to the citizens. So later on other rights were also included. So these are the basic rights because this is important for the well-being of the citizens. Well, this is extremely essential. So what are these rights? Right to equality, as I said, you cannot discriminate irrespective of religion, caste, gender, place, birth. This is very important. Suppose if you are not treated equally, so you will feel bad, you will feel exploited. So equality is extremely important. Now we come to right to freedom. Now what are the freedom which is given in our country? Freedom of speech and expression. There are so many articles which are published in the newspapers, on TV, on radio. You have the freedom of writing. That is why you are telling your viewpoint. To pursue any profession or occupation. Okay, so you can, if you want to become a doctor, fine. If you want to become engineer, fine. To form an assembly or association, you can make your own group. To live or travel anywhere in the country, yes, you can travel to wherever place. India is a beautiful country, so you travel in holidays, yes or no? Then we have to any kind of work at any place of your choice, yes. You can take up job anywhere in the country. Free and compulsory education for all children between 6 and 14 years. This is very important right. See, this is a right for the children, right? That I have the right to study. At least those primary education is very, this, see, up to 14 years, this is very, very important because the basic development of a child happens by the age of 14. So the basic intelligence is very important, which is shaped up by the education. Then is right against exploitation. So nobody can force you to work against your wish. Even in this right, it also allows, does not allow any child below 14 years of age. This is called child labor, right? So if you employ, you will be punished and will be sent to jail. Less than 14 years. See, it is one that you, if somebody is forcing you to work, that is also punishable. That is called right against exploitation. And also for children. So below 14, you cannot employ. Freedom of religion, you can follow and practice any religion you want to. Cultural and educational rights, this right is for minorities. Why? Because see, they want their children to learn their culture also. So special educational institutions have been opened. Otherwise, they will have this fear that their culture and their language is getting lost. So you have schools, special schools for the Christians, you have special schools for the Muslims, right? They have their own teachings which they want their children to learn. So this right has also been given by the Constitution. Right to constitutional remedy, this is the most important right. Why? Because if any of these rights, suppose, is not given to you, say right of freedom, right to equality, then what will you do? Where will you go? Here comes this right, the right to constitutional remedy. It allows every citizen to go to the court. So suppose somebody is ill treating you, right against exploitation, a child is being exploited, or you are not given equal treatment, then where will you go? You have the liberty to go to the court. This right, that is why, is considered the most important right because it protects the rest of the rights. Okay. In times of war or other emergencies, the government can limit or cancel some of these rights for some time. See, emergency situation, suppose there is a war going on. So that time you cannot just talk about why we cannot move from one place to another, we have to give right of speech expression. See, for some time it is for the safety only that these rights are taken away or limited. This picture is of the Supreme Court of India. See, we have, when there is a dispute, again, as I said, where will you go? It is the courts which help us to settle it. Right, so there are district courts and there are high courts. High court is we have at the state level, and the Supreme Court is present in Delhi, which is the at the top level court. Above that, there is no court. So whatever the judgment has been given by the Supreme Court, one has to follow. Generally, those cases go which are related to the government or which have been further by the High Court has been passed to the Supreme Court. Otherwise, we if for common people they have to they are not going to go to Delhi. Everybody cannot go. So for the benefit of the people, the courts have been given, and in almost all the districts of India, the courts are present at the district level. Okay, where the disputes are solved. Then we come to see, if you have been given right, every time you cannot say this is our right to do this. You also have to have some duties. Otherwise, you are always asking for right. Okay, I want this, I want that, this is my right, you have to do. Uh, but what about the duties? It's like it's your duty also to love the country, to protect the country, right? There are so many duties as a citizen. If you become a good citizen, then the country itself becomes good. Now, there is a question here. If you want to have, suppose, what do you think as a child, class 5 child, if suppose you want any right for yourself, fundamental right, do you want to write, do you want to add any right? Any right you can say. See, there are many other rights also, like these days, right to information is a very important right which was included, which is used by many children in class 10. Means they have a right to see their board papers if they think that they have not been given good marks and there is some mistake, so the copies are given to them and they can check. So this is called right to information. Okay, this is already there. Suppose you want to add any right, so what will you add? Right to pass. I mean, you cannot be failed, right, in any of the exam, at least till class 10. This is a very good right, हाँ. Then you don't need to even study कि पढ़ना है तो पढ़ो, नहीं तो पास तो हो ही जाएंगे. No, this is a very good right. We can try out this. Okay, now let's come to our fundamental duties. Now, fundamental duties that all citizens of India must fulfill. Now, these duties inspire the citizens to live in harmony and respect the society. So, the reason, this is the answer. Why do we need duties? It inspires the citizens to live in harmony and respect the society. What are the duties? We must abide by the constitution, means we have to follow. We have to do what is written in the constitution. We cannot say we are not going to follow. This is bad. We have to respect our national flag and national anthem. See, this is very important. We have to stand in respect whenever there is a national anthem going on. But people these days don't bother to do that. But it is always better. See, the other person is doing or not, you have to respect. It should come by respect from your heart. Ki yes, it is a national anthem. See the struggle which people had done to get this freedom. So, this is the most precious thing a person can ever get. We all have ever got. So, India is our country. We need to protect it. Only when we have emotional attachment, then only we will feel for our country. You cannot always accuse ki the government is not doing this, India is this, India is that. Who is India? India is us only. The government is us only. We, the people of India, have selected and elected the government. If you want to bring it a change, you have to grow up, become a representative, become a part of the government, right, and bring a change. And better to bring a change from the grassroots level. Bring a change in your own home. I'll keep my home clean. I'll study on time. I have some rules, regulations. We are going to follow all the family members. Then you have in a small society with the neighbors, then area. This is how it starts, and this is how a good country is formed. Okay. Other fundamental duties, we must protect the sovereignty and integrity of India. Again, I said, what was sovereignty? That we are a free country, so you have to protect it. And the unity, you remain united. No, we cannot fight amongst themselves, because people can take advantage if we start fighting amongst ourselves. So what will happen? The other country will see, oh, these people are already fighting. This is, they are going to take the advantage and again come and make us slaves. We must defend the country and render national services when called upon. Defend means we have to protect the country, and suppose in case of emergency, any type of service, if there is a war. So whatever, there are so many people who are good in, say, cyber security, doctors, or you can join the army. So whenever required, you should always be, yes, I will help my country. Okay, so the national services, whenever needed, we have to and we should. We must safeguard public property and avoid violence, which we generally people do not do. They are, spoiling the parks, plucking the flowers, say, spitting on the road, putting litter on the road, that it's not ours. No, it is actually ours. So you should, even if you are angry, you have some issues because of the government law or whatever, people are in a habit of blocking the road and burning the vehicles. Government vehicles are burned. It is our money only. So you should never damage any public property and avoid violence. We should protect our culture. That is why we should always, if this national song, national anthem, and whatever our religion related culture, we should read stories, we should listen to from our parents. So our Indian culture is the best culture. And we should be very proud of it. We must protect our natural environment. Parents or guardians must send children in the age group of 6 to 14 years. See, this is our duty. One was the right. That is the right given to the children. That is, they can go to they should go to the school. But see, what is the duty of the parent? Parent has to send the child. Now, child is very small. If he is not being sent, he cannot go to the court. See, my mother is not sending me. I'm talking about, the poor children. So, the awareness has to be made to the parents. You have to tell that yes, it is an important duty of the parents कि वो बढ़ेगा India तो बढ़ेगा India. So the education is very important. If all the people of India are educated, India can really do wonders. So the Constitution of India outlines the powers and limitations of government as well as the rights and duties of citizens. Now, this is a small last summary. If the question comes, there is a question: what is the importance of Constitution? Yeah, what is the significance? Like the first part was, which it tells about the rights and duties of the citizens. It tells about it sets the framework for the governance of the country. Number two. Number three, it safeguards the country from dictatorship or abuse of power. Okay, so if this is an overall answer to what is the significance of Constitution. So one, it tells about the citizens, what rights and duties. It tells about the government, what framework for the governance of the country. Or you can write the government's rights, the government type of government, how it will be formed. Third, it safeguards the country from dictatorship or abuse of the power. Okay. So I think we have done this, and now we come to the questions. See, almost I have done president of the see, you have to remember, I told there are two presidents. One is of the Constituent Assembly, which was Dr. Rajendra Prasad given, and of the drafting committee, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, right? Came into effect, which is considered, and India became a republic. So it was 1950, 26 January, right? 6 fundamental rights. Child aged between 6 and 14 has the right to free and compulsory education. Rule of law means all laws apply only to some citizens. No, rule of law means that all the laws apply to all the citizens. No one is above the law. Only some citizens are governed by the rule of law. No. Citizens of India can go to court if any of the fundamental rights are taken away. Yes. It sets the framework for the governance of the country. True. Just last line which we did. The preamble highlights the fundamental rights and duties of the citizens of the country. See, this is another separate question, a short question on the preamble. It is an introduction of the fundamental values and philosophy on which the Indian Constitution is based. Okay, so it reflects the objectives and ideals of the Constitution. Okay, so here it should not be this, it should be, it highlights the, reflects the objectives and the ideals. So objectives are these on the right side, which has been given, objectives and ideals. So it tells about those, the preamble. Okay, our country is guided by single religion. No. So what do you mean by this? We have done definition. 4 ideals. See, these are the ideals. Okay, remember this. Fundamental rights we have done, duties also we have done. Do you agree that India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic? Yes. If the question comes why, yeah, how do you think? Generally this 4 will not come, either of the two. Do you think India is a sovereign country? Why? India is a sovereign country because it is a free country. No, it is not under any external power. Number 3, all people of India have the right to make decisions on matters related to India. Okay, this is the answer. Why do you think India is a secular country? I had already told you 3 points. Why it is a socialist country? Because the wealth produced in India, all the people of India have access to it, and the government use it for the benefit of the entire country. Okay. Okay. What else? Now give reasons. So right to constitution is considered the most important. I told you why. Because the all other rights are protected because of this right to constitutional remedies. If suppose any of these fundamental right is taken away, where will you go? You will go to the court. And who allows you to go to the court? This right. So that is why it is the most important. It is important to make rules, yes, definitely, to for the harmony, peace, so that there is no chaos. Right? We can live in a united and dignified way. Question number 7. See, here she was denied promotion. Right? A woman was denied promotion. So she is angry as her right was violated. But the question is not that. Question is, now the friend is telling her that you go to the court. Now the question is that which right the friend is talking about. Not the right which Sheetal was denied. So the friend is talking about the right of constitutional remedy, which I said, which is the most important right, because this right allows you to go to the court. So this is the right being talked about by the friend. So please read the question properly. You can be asked directly about another incident in which the right, they are talking about the right. Here they have specifically asked that which right the friend is talking about. Like in this, suppose question number 8, he's threatened against giving a speech. So which here right has been? The right to freedom of speech. See, we had done the rights for freedom. This right, we have the first part of right to freedom, right of speech and expression. So this right is being violated in this question, in the last question which we did. Okay, I think this is the only thing. Anything else which we can do? Generally, what can happen? Tell about 2 fundamental rights. Tell about 2 fundamental duties. Okay, otherwise this example, which right has been violated. Explanation of these 4 values given in the preamble, or 4 main objectives of the Indian Constitution. What is Constitution? Why it is important? What is the meaning of preamble? What does it tell? So what does it tell? Only this part you have to write. So preamble means introduction. It will tell only about the values and philosophy on which the Indian Constitution is based. Okay. Okay, I think it's done.